Hello, hello, welcome to the next lesson. Last time we filled in a little bit of hexagons. Today we're going to fill both of these areas in. Let me just adjust it a little bit here so you can zoom it in. So today we'll be filling in the section on the right with a 3D hexagonal grid. We've got the vertical lines and then the lines that go left to right and right to left. Now you can see hexagons in this grid. So find one about in the middle there. And let's just outline really, really lightly, but a little bit darker than it is already with a pencil, the bottom of the hexagon, just like that. Okay, now let's go down to the next one below it, and we're going to make little V shapes here. So just use your pencil. We'll be erasing this later just so we can get the pattern mapped in before we use the pen. So keep going up. Keep drawing your V shapes here all the way up to the top. There we are. Okay, now along one side, take your pencil and we're going to draw another V shape starting kind of in the middle of one of those current V shapes. Just a second. Right here, starting in the middle and then going down right there. And then draw another little V shape there so you can see where this hexagon, the next hexagon pattern will be laid out. Okay. All right, now let's go back up to the top here and we'll just make these into 3 lines. So each of the ones we just did, we won't continue the other lines of hexagons right now. We're just going to make each of these lines that we just did into 3 little lines. Now it's kind of hard to see here on my page, but what I'm doing is I'm just drawing a little tiny line on either side of the line that we just did. You can also just thicken up the line too to make it easier. Just draw little thin lines on each side. Just try to draw the little thin line. Just like this. I know it's a little bit tricky to see. It looks almost like I'm thickening them, but really in reality what I'm doing is I'm making the one line that we've gone over with the grid into 3 lines, little tiny ones. 1 line on one side of that line that we just did and 1 line on the other side of the line that we just did. Now it looks a little messy right now, but we will clean it up for sure when we get the pen out. This is just kind of mapping in where our grid's going. Now going on to that other one that we started, now let's turn that one into 3 lines as well. And keep moving up along this row. So in the middle of the first V that we did, coming down and then up to the right, turning this one into 3 lines. We'll just go 3 right away from now on and keep going up the page like so. So it's alternating sort of where the V shape is. This is probably the easiest way I could have thought to make this grid pattern. It is a bit tricky today and we'll have to follow along carefully. But I believe that we can do it. It won't be too hard once we get it in there. Okay, so let's go down now to the next one and draw in those 3 lines or a thickening line here with the pencil. Don't make it too hard, the pencil, so we can erase it later. And yeah, just have fun with this. got the V's on one side and the V's on the other side. And we'll just keep going down to the bottom. And then this little part here is just like one side because it goes behind the cubes that we drew last day. And now let's go over to the left side and using the same where the first V that we did the point is, drawing the line down and then doing the V from there to the left, just like this. And keep going. One line, two lines, really thin, and three lines. On my page here, they look so thin. And it's also a pencil, so it's harder for you to see, but they look like just I'm thickening it all in. But in reality, there's three little lines there. Okay, great. You can kind of see where we're going from here. Now, when we do the vertical lines, we will be making those as well. So just be aware. This is just part one. Now let's go to the other side. Keep going with the V shapes here. You can sort of tell where it's going from the middle of the one before it off to the edge. This one kind of goes off to the edge of the page. If your grid isn't perfect, that's okay. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's just about having fun, enjoying the process. And honestly, if the grid doesn't match up perfectly, then it looks more organic. Honestly, I kind of like it. Maybe even better. It's got your own personal flair to it. Yours isn't going to look like mine, so don't try to make it. Just do your own thing. Have fun. Do your best. In the end, we'll have a really neat little hexagon. It looks like lattice work almost, pattern in hexagon shaped sort of structures. All right, almost down to the bottom. And then this part just comes down on each side because it comes to the end of the page here. The very top. Keep going here. As much as you want. You don't have to do as many as I'm doing. But I was trying to fill up this whole little section in a quick way. Oh, sorry about the lighting isn't the best right now, but you'll be able to see it better when we do the pen marks. But it's kind of fun just to map it all out with a pencil first, and then when we do the pen, you don't have to worry or think too much. Just follow the lines. Forget the V here. Great. This one I'll just go, maybe I won't do it all the way to the end. I'll just do a couple little ones here. Sorry about the lighting. There we go. And this top one, how does this go? Goes like that. All right, wonderful. Now it's time to sort of darken up the lines that go vertical here a little bit so we can see those and make them into three lines. So we won't actually be drawing the middle line of any of these. So we'll do three lines, one on each side. This will be the line that kind of goes behind the other ones. It is possible to go straight to pen from here, but I find that if you map it in with pencil, it's just a lot easier first, if you map it in first with pencil. So I definitely highly suggest that. Now, as you're drawing, think about the way your body's positioned. Think about your breath. Think about the focus that you have, the hand-eye coordination. And don't worry so much. This is just the pencil marks. I'm almost done here with the pencil. Looking good. How about that? Happy with it so far. All right, so let's think about taking a little tiny pen. I've got a 005 here. Now you can use a ruler if you'd like to. And if I try to use a ruler here, I find that it is possible, but you really have to line it up well. And it is tricky to see under the numbers, especially with all of the detail. Oh, my pen. My pen did not go very dark there. I think I'm going to choose a different pen, maybe a 03. Now you can see it. Great. Now let's do this first diagonal row just going one way. Now it is easier to turn the page sometimes to go the other way, so feel free to do that. And now we'll do the other V of that one row there. And just penning that in. Don't go all the way to the end of the line because you see that there's other shapes that need to go in there as well. Okay, now the top of the V, try to make it a little bit thinner than the bottom. And don't try to be a perfectionist here. It's all right. Do what you can. Plus, we'll be doing this all again on the other side, so if this one's not perfect, maybe the other one will be better. This is only your first try. Yeah, so here I did a little bit of the middle one as well, and we're just be going over all of these. All of these pencil marks. Just make sure to don't go in the middle. Only on each side to make it look more 3D. Take your time, enjoy it. And if you want to zoom in, I know this is a detailed part, feel free to zoom in on the video so you could see it better. There we go. So you got your V's there. It's looking good. Just adjusting it here a little bit. All right. Now the next row is just, well, actually let's go above. And start with the bottom of the V's shapes. And then the top. Leaving space at either side. And this little piece right there. Each V shape kind of touches the other one just about. The top one touches the bottom one. You might want to leave space for the vertical line. The top, like this line here, touches. And then this line, you can leave space. It's up to you. I don't think I did that there. And next one. It's nice to sort of, while you're doing this, to sort of sit back and get a different view and a different angle on it. Great, 2 lines already done. Now I'm going to finish up this part by just doing, oh, of course I did the middle. Got my handy dandy jelly roll here so I can go over that, because remember, just do the sides. There we go. Not the middle. It is easier to use a ruler with the vertical lines. So I think, yeah, I'm just going to keep going on this little section, and then for the rest of it, I'll do the vertical lines at the end after this section. Just so you can see what it's going to look like, because it gets so exciting once it starts popping out. My pen's already dying again. Sometimes nice to have multiple pens, so you can give one a rest while when it needs to, and then come back to it later if it dries out. Airplane going on overhead. I don't know if you can hear that. And this one comes in like so. The middle piece, I'm just going to jelly roll that little line I just did. There we go. Perfectly imperfect, right? All right, now down to the bottom ones. I'm just going to see if the ruler can line it up a little bit better here. Ooh, it's tricky to get the right angle. It's almost easier just to do it by hand. It looks more organic. You can see what's happening more. Okay, now I'm going to thicken up the bottoms a little bit to give it some more 3D look. So if you thicken up the bottom of each V, it will just pop out a little bit, as you can tell with that one I just did. Okay, thicken up the bottom of this V. Putting love into the lines, trying to get all of the bottom V shapes lines the same thickness. Don't forget to turn your page, make it easier. And just keep going. Now I'm thickening up the bottoms as I go now, just to make it easier. So I don't have to do it all at the end. And almost reaching the end of the page there. I'd say we're probably about halfway done. It's looking pretty good anyway. Remembering to focus on your breath and the way your body is. Enjoying the process of just drawing where the pencil is. This is also a good practice to take with you to parties or the beach or some kind of events, because you already have this whole drawing. And if you're working on the little details, people can come up to you and they're really interested in what you're doing. And if you already have it penciled in, then you don't have any stress or pressure. You just have to go over the pencil, and then you can sort of share your art and the magic that's happening on the page in front of you, in front of other people as well. Now at the top here, we'll be doing some fun. Oh, this is just another step what we're doing today, making it organic, kind of. It's becoming more and more advanced, because next time you're here, after these patterns are done anyway, we will be going and doing more freehand stuff at the top and the bottom, which I'm really excited about. Just encouraging you to make it your own. Go freehand, do some fun things. Unique. All based on, hexagons and triangles. So just keep going. It's already been about 23 minutes. You're doing great. It's a bit longer one today, so if you need to take a break around now and then start again, you can split this one up into two if you'd like to. But I did want to get this entire pattern on this side finished before moving on. Tomorrow we'll do the other side. I'm just kind of perfecting some of these lines, getting them in there, making the bottom, my hand's kind of covering it. But I think you know about what to do. I'm just doing the same thing. And I know I hold the pen in a strange way with my thumb over like that. I've always done it like that since I was a kid. Well, this is just a testament to you just going over the pencil. You know what we're doing. You don't need to watch right now. Just watch your page and focus on it. go. One little pen mark at a time. Remember to stop every once in a while, take a little stretch, and then keep going. The more love you put into these details, the better the overall thing will turn out. Trying to keep your mind clear, positive. Use it as your meditation, drawing meditation, which I feel is the best sort of meditation. Because at the end, you get this magical art piece that lasts forever. It could last forever. Could frame it. Could even put a border around the edges. Look at this, it's coming together. All right, a little section here. Almost at the bottom. Exciting. Right, now I can turn my page and start working on the vertical lines. Oh, we're close. It's been half an hour-ish. Forget to stretch if you need to. I'm going to use my ruler for this one. Just try really careful if you do to line it up properly so it's parallel, because we're using pen. And just go a little bit, because we're skipping that part where the V is. You can do freehand if you want to here. I'm just trying to go faster with the ruler. This would probably be impossible without a see-through ruler. There we go, the first one. Yay! Exciting. Next one. Make sure all the little pieces touch each other. Really coming together. Now in this one, you see that the original that I didn't actually fill up this whole area. You can see on the side here, I left a lot blank and just filled in a little parts. But in this one, I wanted to fill the whole thing. So it's up to you. Like, you don't have to fill the whole part. You can add some blank spaces, some hexagons. Just have fun with it. On this side too, on the other side, I didn't fill in the whole part, the whole area. Just being ambitious with this design. So if you really not enjoying this pattern, don't feel like you have to do the whole area like I am. Make it your own. I personally love drawing patterns. When you get it all right, and at the end when you look at it, you just get so excited. Look at this pattern that I did. I think the thing I love most about patterns is the meditative, soothing kind of aspect from it. Just repetition, doing the same thing again and again. But the last one here. I'm getting good at this ruler. There we go. Yes. Now the fun part. I'm just leaving a little piece there at the end. Not quite finished, like not as filled in as the other parts, but that's fine. That's the artisticness there coming through. You can fill yours in all the way if you feel like it. Oh, I missed one over here. So much detail. It's easy to miss one here and there. All right, did it. So now it's time to take the eraser. I'm just going to use the end of the pencil here, and I'm going to erase. Being very careful not to smudge, not to erase the parts that we did yesterday or before, going around it. See what we've got. Amazing. Look at that. Love it. Now there's some parts that I use the jelly roll or the whiteout, so it's not going to erase as easily, which is fine because we will be filling these in with shading anyway. So now take the pencil and start shading. Now you shade underneath all the V's. So the vertical lines are all pretty dark because they all come underneath. Maybe near the bottom of it's a little bit lighter. Now zoom in a little so you can see. Just light shading. You can use your finger to blend it if you want to. So all the vertical lines near the top is the darkest, under the V, under all the V's. Starting with those. And this is where the 3D will really pop out. I use my finger to blend it every once in a while. You see this one? I dotted it with pen instead of shading it with pencil. But I think we're going to use pencil. Well, I am. If you want to dot yours, you can. Instead of pencil shading, but I find it's a lot faster to pencil shade. And we'll be dot shading in future lessons. So yes, just go in with it. I'm shading pretty fast. And after the vertical lines are all shaded, more dark near the top than the bottom, then you can start shading the V's and shade them all near the sides where the other V kind of comes over top of it, leaving the points of the V's the lightest in the picture. That will really make it stand out. All the points of the V's are pretty much white. Are white, I guess. That's where the light hits them. Remember to keep your back straight, good posture while you're doing this. Right. Looking good. Making sure not to miss any parts either, any points. Cool. So the next lesson will be very similar to this one, but we will be working on the other side. So if you wanted to skip ahead, you can do it on your own and then skip the next lesson and go to the one after. Or you can join me the next day and we can do it together. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm almost done here. Just taking my eraser and erasing kind of in between. Oh, another thing you can do is you can draw black behind here in these little parts behind so it looks like there's black background. I think that would actually look really good. Yeah, make it black all behind there. There we are. Now I'm just going to adjust it so it's a bit higher up so you can see the whole thing. Or so. There we are. Really happy with it so far. And next up is the left side. So thank you so much for joining me today. That was a good long session, and I hope you have a great, awesome rest of your day.